Now, I'm sorry, but with all due respect, there is no reason why this should be so elaborate. Check this out. I know this is the PR box, so Azzaro PR sent this to me. Thank you so much. And as a matter of fact, prior to receiving this fragrance, I was given two lab samples of this fragrance, and I had the opportunity to try it for about a month and a half prior to its release. So Azzaro, if you're watching this, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And I had the pleasure of going back and forth with them via emails, letting them know what I think about the fragrance and what it smells like. And this is awesome. It is the best Azzaro fragrance in the collection thus far. And I have loved so many Azzaro fragrances. This is the brand new Azzaro Forever Wanted ELIXIR. I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on this brand new release very soon, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on the brand new Azzaro fragrance, Forever Wanted ELIXIR, I'm going to talk to you about the smell, notes, longevity, comparisons, all that good stuff. And I'm going to show you this elaborate presentation. It's a briefcase, for goodness sakes. I want to start the video off first by saying that, see, I'm at a loss for words because of the elaborate nature of this presentation. I want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, and of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So here is the Forever Wanted ELIXIR. Berries, leather, saffron, patchouli. It's earthy, it's sweet. It has a bit of a sugary vibe, but it's so classy. That leather is so pronounced, it's so refined, and it's actually quite mysterious too. Now, the original Wanted, which I own and have reviewed, and I think I purchased like 2 bottles of it, is a pretty heavy dose of tonka bean, I would say. And here what we're doing is we're deviating from that. We're going into a sweeter, a slightly, well, not sweeter than the tonka bean per se, but a sweet berry vibe compounded with this saffron note. And saffron is used in the synthesis of leather. But nevertheless, I don't know if I can show you this in a presentation segment because it's so big. It's going to be hard to hold it. It's going to be quite uncomfortable, but here we go. It came with a couple of cards on the inside. The first one says, introducing the new Forever Wanted ELIXIR. Nice little card here. It says, this is the fragrance designed for those who dare to embrace the boldest and leave an unforgettable mark. The fragrance explodes with an irresistible burst of juicy, sun-ripened raspberry extract. The heart ignites with a captivating warmth and spice of cardamom. And finally, a luxuriously smooth and powerful leather accord emerges. It doesn't explicitly list saffron in the note breakdown, but of course I am getting saffron with this one. And if you've smelled saffron before, you know exactly what it is. And you can also vouch that it's in this fragrance as well. This golden barrel is reflecting the multifaceted nature of the Forever Wanted man. Now, if I can get it out, I can show it to you. Gorgeous presentation. Just the all gold aesthetic. This is crazy. So I love the way that it looks. There's another card in here. See if I can reach it without giving myself a hangnail. Okay, here you go. And there's actually information for me to enter a sweepstakes. Cool. Maybe I'll be sailing on a yacht in Miami if I win. But anyway, so Forever Wanted ELIXIR. And I love Wanted by Night. And there are so many others from the brand that I really, really enjoy. And here we have the newest release, and I'm going to spray it again in the air. I'm going to close this so my face is not cut off at the chin. So it opens up very bright, very sweet. You are going to get that prominent raspberry note in here, and it's such a beautiful, beautiful opening. I'm telling you, I love the way that this fragrance opens up. It's this very sort of sugary, over-ripened, but not like sickeningly sweet type of a raspberry ingredient. And you know, it's interesting because some people said, okay, so this is basically Tuscan Leather by Tom Ford, like raspberry and leather, right? No, as a matter of fact, the leather accord is incredibly different. It is night and day. Although I have tried a lot of other fragrances that employ or utilize a similar leather accord to Tuscan leather, this one is not it. This one is something very, very different from Tuscan leather. The leather is this sort of a spicy, exotic smelling saffron. I mean, that's the easiest and most honest way to put it. And the raspberry in the opening, it does come across rather sweet. So I'm sure there's some other aroma molecules that are kind of lingering and doing their thing in there to kind of give it that pronounced sweetness in the opening, but it doesn't linger for the entire duration of the fragrance. So while it does open up rather sweet, it does settle into something a bit more mild, and the presence of the saffron and the cardamom really come out at that 20 to 30 minute mark. So while it does open up sweet, it doesn't stay sweet. And I think that's gonna be a good thing for a lot of people. Now, Forever Wanted ELIXIR. We know that the ELIXIR train is still in full force. A lot of people are continuing to hop on that train. And honestly, it's all about how that particular company executes their release. I think a lot of times it's done right, and a lot of times it falls flat. This is an example of one of those times where it's done super right. And I have so many Azzaro fragrances. Actually, I have a lot of them here beneath me. And I had them lined up. I took a photo recently, and I don't want to grab too many of them because I know there's going to be an avalanche. But I think I've purchased every single Azzaro fragrance that's ever come out, every Azzaro Wanted fragrance that's ever come out. And what I can say is that, in all seriousness, as much as I loved this one, the Most Wanted Parfum, and I also loved Wanted by Night, this is my new favorite, hands down. And I'm not saying that because the presentation is elaborate. I'm not wearing this around my neck, right? I don't really care about that. The fragrance itself is amazing. It is one of the best releases on the designer side of 2025 so far. And I have a very good feeling that that's going to hold up even in the next season. I know we're in spring, but even in the next season, springish, we're going to see that this one is going to continue to do very, very well. I'm super excited for this fragrance, to see how it's going to perform on people, to see what the reaction is going to be. I know a lot of people said they were trying it towards the tail end of February, and they were really enjoying what they tried. So it's such an amazing release. And we've had a number of releases so far already, but this one is certainly one of the best fragrances of 2025 so far. Please, please, please try this one when you're in store. It's mysterious, but it also has like this playful nature about it. So Azzaro, the Most Wanted, or Forever Wanted ELIXIR, excuse me. I have to get used to the names of all these different flankers. Forever Wanted ELIXIR. It's such an amazing fragrance. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, very unique smell, especially considering the fact that while you look at the note breakdown and it seems like it would get compared to another really popular designer fragrance, when you smell it, you realize just how different it is. So super unique. I'm really enjoying that. Longevity on this one was 8 to 9 hours on skin. Projection on this one was a solid hour and a half beyond an arm's length. For the first hour and a half of application, radiated beyond an arm's length. Elbow's length sent right around hour 7, skin sent right around hour 9. In terms of the versatility, this one is masculine leaning, especially according to traditional standards. Great for a night out, great for a date as well. Probably wouldn't wear this one to the office, and I think this one would appeal to anybody of any age. It has enough of that spice in here that it can be worn by a more mature crowd, and it has enough of that berry sweetness that it can be enjoyed by a younger demographic as well. As far as the presentation goes, if we're just talking about this, 10 out of 10. I don't know what the standard presentation looks like, if you end up going to like a major department store and buying it, although I'm sure it's going to look like the regular Wanted presentations, which are also very nice. I really love the uniqueness of the bottle. It's not kitschy the way that some other brands tend to do things, but I love this fragrance. My final verdict is, in my humble opinion, it's one of the best designer releases of 2025 so far. The saffron, the berries, the leather, that earthy dry down. I get a little bit of patchouli. Maybe it's that green verdant quality from the cardamom, but it's an amazing fragrance. Please check this one out. If you have not tried this one yet, you owe it to yourself to please check this one out. I think it's amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me. That was my review of the brand new Forever Wanted Elixir by Azzaro. Of course, if you own or have tried this fragrance, let me know what you think. Drop your comment down below. Have you had the opportunity to sample this one in a department store yet? If so, give me your honest opinion. I would love to hear from you. I'm waiting on it. I read every single comment. And of course, if you took anything of value from today's review, I would really appreciate it if you would consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up. So thanks again for watching. Love you all. Motorcycle in the background, right as I'm saying my goodbyes. Doesn't matter. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.